Hello, I'm Jonah, and I'm the new resident blogger and vlogger for CATS. So, the first interview we're going to be doing is the boys of Cabaret. Unfortunately, there were one or two boys who weren't at the rehearsal where I took these videos, but we got as many as we could. Alright, so this is Mr. David Klein, and you're playing the role of MC, am I correct?
Yes, you are correct. I see the MC as not just the narrator, but he's both the protagonist and the antagonist of the show, of the era, showing the glamorous and decadent life in the clubs as, you know, a very upbeat person, but then also a very dark and scary side of Berlin and what was happening. So he's really just like a figure that is almost the shadow of the time in the 30s when the play goes on, and that comes with all kinds of scary things and wonderful things.
How do you enjoy Cliff as a character?
Usually when I get a new character, the idea is that I become gradually more invested in that character as we come closer to show date, as I learn his lines, as I understand his actions. You come to get a deeper and fuller understanding of that character. Right now I'm sort of skimming Cliff, trying to see who he is on the outside, but I don't say that I'm ready right now to say my full understanding of the character, because I don't have it yet.
That's understandable. I mean, we will be doing a few more interviews as the show goes on.
Right. Yeah.
Show goes on naturally.
You'll see how my mindset of Cliff will change, and will vary and will develop and will become deeper as the show progresses. What I know about Cliff is he's the almost stereotypical sort of lover boy kind of character, and it's a character that I've never gotten before. Usually I get much more
one of the older roles.
Yeah, older sort of, never the lover boy, never that timid little character. So I'm excited for it. You know, it's gonna be a challenge, new character, out of my comfort zone, get to try it out, see how it works out. Hopefully it goes well. Right?
So I'm Herr Schultz. So he's a Jewish fruit shop owner. Well, I think he's a very interesting character because you have to balance with sort of Nazi Germany. He has to be a German, and he wants to keep that sort of role and not just be labeled as a Jew. And at the same time, he has this sort of romance with a non-Jewish Fraulein Schneider, and he wants to keep that going. And it's just sort of a torn role because he wants to have sort of his life that he really has worked towards and enjoys, and then he has the reality, which is Nazi Germany. It's an interesting role to play, and I'm really enjoying it so far.
We're here with Eli Sokoloff-Harris, and what's your role?
I am playing Ernst Ludwig. He is a 30-something man who Clifford met on the train. Now he does business going back and forth to Paris and other parts of Europe. And he, later in the play, he is one of the first.
He becomes a Nazi,
he
right?
He becomes one of the first people in the Nazi party with a rather high position. So this, he does not like to bring politics into his personal life, but it so happens to be brought in. And that is my character in a few short words.
Well, I am in the ensemble, but also at one point 2 points in the show, I'm playing a customs officer who speaks mostly German. Yes.
I play Victor. He's one of the Kit-Kat dancers, along with a couple other male Kit-Kat dancers they have in the show right now. And just, I really like the music of the show, and also the kind of like the theme of it, and also the theme of the show, like with World War II and the Nazi uprising happening outside the club, but inside the club there's this whole other world. I really like that sort of dichotomy.
How is this show different from any other CATS shows? To give you an idea, this is the first time CATS Mainstage has had a real age limit, so you have to be at least in grade 9 to participate in Cabaret. And I asked the actors what's different about the experience so far.
Well, I remember, if I can remember properly, when I was in younger CATS, they took a lot more time on script memorization and sort of preparation. When you get into this, it's sort of, okay, you have to do that. Here's some videos you can look at, do some research. We want you to get into your character, and when we get to rehearsal, we're going to go right into it. So it's sort of more professional in that sort of way.
Between the 3 shows, it has been very, very different because, as you can imagine, the 3 shows that we did have been very, very different. So Grease was this fun, kind of crazy experience between 2 lovers and all their friends, whereas Les Mis was a very, very serious show with very more mature subject material. And then the Drowsy Chaperone was it was quite fun and quite energetic, and not entirely so serious as we had done before. Now this one, on the other hand, there's not very much that's very bright about it. It's very, very dark. There's not a lot of happy parts of it. It certainly doesn't have a happy ending, so it's a great path for CATS to take, I believe, and it's gonna have some great things that we have to delve into the characters, and we're gonna have a more mature audience, more mature cast. So I think it's a very different experience for CATS to do.
Well, from what I've noticed, CATS generally does light comedic shows. I suppose the biggest difference I can notice at this point is that they're getting darker with the show. They're doing more with us. They're taking risks with us, and also the cast is smaller, of course, so perhaps some smaller roles may be given, well, there are no small roles, only small actors, of course,
Yeah.
But some, like, not as prominent roles might be given more attention to, if you know what I mean.
I like the smaller cast, to be honest. When it's smaller, it's a more concentrated sort of feel. Everyone gets to know everyone by the end of it. Usually with CATS shows, we've had big casts, and it worked because the shows that were like You're in Town, the shows were like Les Mis, needed a huge cast. But right now for Cabaret, I think it's perfect, and the company has really adapted. And right now it almost feels like an entirely different company, especially with two new directors, new music director, new stage director. The only person who's stayed is Gina all the time. She's always there. She's great.
Well, like you said, it is a much smaller cast. That will probably lead to a more intimate environment so far. You know, we still have the big rehearsal space and it's still musical numbers and jazz hands, but there's a very intense connection and the bond that I'm sure will connect all the cast members as the rehearsal processes continue. But right now, I don't know how much I can say about the whole experience in terms of the environment. But it's not an upbeat show. It's not a happy show that ends with the big smile on people's faces. So I think this, more than other shows, really tells a story and a message that's important to hear and is very interesting to put on.
Oh, well, this has been very informative. It's been really great. Like with all the other people that I've been saying, we'll probably do more interviews, as the show goes on and
Right.
as people obviously figure out more about their characters. This has been really great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.